And you have arrived to your meditation. Take a couple of deep breaths in. You can close your eyes. Feel your breath. Ground yourself and connect. This tells your body that it is okay to let go of your day. That you are safe. That you are worthy. That you are deserving of all your desires. When you're ready, open your eyes and see which pile attracts you. You have different essential oils for each group. Maybe it's the oils that are attracting you, sparking a curiosity. Maybe it's the back of the pile. This is group 1. This is group 2. And this is group 3. And you're ready? Let's begin. Hello, group 1s. Welcome back to your reading, your bi-weekly forecast. How is everybody doing? Let me know down in the comment section. It was a hell of a Scorpio season. Now we're going into Sagittarius season, more fiery. I already feel just a little more upbeat. I don't know about you guys. A little more aware of what I really want in the next upcoming year. As usual, we always start with your archetype of the week. Where is it going? What do we need to know? And your oracle guidance. And we started this time with an oil. You don't need to use oils or whatnot. It was just to give it an extra little awareness of what we need to know. As we all know, elements, herbs, fruits, anything that's from nature will provide some kind of symbolism. So that's another reason why I wanted to see which oil you end up choosing through the pile or through the oil, regardless. So the tangerine is an energizer, right? It's a citrus. It's supposed to give you energy. And to me, this just can mean that you're feeling a lack of that. You need a little pick-me-up, or you can eat more citrus, more vibrant colors. So tangerine is always a great start. You can have anything that is a yellow color tone. These are considered elements that are connected to specific energy centers. So, which brings me also to the tangerine is orange, and it is connected. It is associated also with the sacral chakra. So to me, I'm kind of guessing, I'm kind of feeling like that there might be a yearning, a wanting of sexual pleasures, or some kind of needs that need to be met at the moment. And the only advice that I could give for that would be to really embrace your sensuality. Take yourself out on a date. Look at yourself in the mirror. Tell, all the words that you want to hear. Almost make love to yourself, basically. And it doesn't have to be in a physical way. It could be in an emotional and a mental way. Stroke your own ego. Why not? As long as you're not hurting anybody and you feeling empowered by this, by all means. I also feel like some of you have projects, because tangerine is also associated to joy, projects, new projects coming in. And it's time to get prepared for those specific projects. I want to say also, like, act like it's already here. Act like you've already achieved it. So what would you be doing if you have achieved whatever project that you're inquiring about? You know, if it's like moving, are you already preparing boxes? Are you already like setting aside or looking on an IKEA website to see like what items you would put in your new home? These are all like mental preparations towards our dreams. Just because, I mean, a lot of people have this idea of like manifestation where, you know, you just have to ask the universe. Yes, you have to ask the universe, but you have to be, one, very faithful that it's going to come, like unshaking faith that whatever you're desiring is on its way. And second of all is to prepare for it. You still need to do the work at the end of the day. Now, obviously, if you can find a lighthearted way of doing this, this is where the tangerine essential oil comes in, is going to help you to find lighter ways of actually incorporating or doing or preparing for the stuff that you're attracting at the moment. Talking about energy, let's dabber. Let's get some. Gotta love tangerine. Perfect. Okay, so let's get started with your archetype. Ha! You have the sun. To me, it's in reverse, but you probably see it upright. But it's a great association with tangerine. It's this yearning, this wanting, this you're feeling lack of energy right now. In the next 2 weeks, and it's going to persist. It's your overall energy is the archetype of next 2 weeks, and it's really time for you to see the bright side of things. Going back to the tangerine, there is a tangerine quartz, and it's really dedicated to that, to eliminating all kinds of fears, bringing forth happiness and joy. And it's just to help you remember and mimic these emotions. It's these states that will, you know, let you out of your darkness. This little state of like low vibes, low energies will, you know, bringing in joy, happiness. And also that stone will release all kinds of fears, because at the end of the day, what's dragging us down is usually, not all the time, but usually all these doubts, all these fears, all these, like, especially if it does come with like this project that's coming in, there's probably a lot of self-limiting beliefs that are coming up, and it's absolutely normal. You need to face those so you can, you know, take those rotten pieces out of your foundation so you can build a stronger you, you know, releasing the old. I feel like the next 2 weeks is really for you to release the old. It's like layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff that you've been just holding on to, and you've realized that it's not helping you, it's not serving you, and it's time to let all of this go, and you're doing it. There is a bit of resistance, obviously, because our ego is there to protect us, and all it knows is the old version of ourselves. So the old version of ourselves wants to hold on to that, even if it's not helping him or you or them, or like it's not helping the situation. So you're in a beautiful time, and it probably doesn't feel like it, but embrace this. Kind of embrace these emotions. Thank it for what it has provided you, because these emotions did help you at a point, probably to defend yourself or to protect you, or to, you know, it helped you cope with a lot of things once upon a time. But you're ready to evolve. You're ready to grow out of it. There is a beautiful light that's been wanting to shine, and you're finally, you know, you're taking out those layers that was just, you know, layering on top of it, and sheltering it and shadowing it. So once you take out these layers, it's going to be so easy for this light to just bright and open up. So the archetype basically of the next 2 weeks is you releasing what no longer serves you, all these limiting beliefs, all these programs, to make room for this newfound energy, to make room or to unshed, like to de-shed, to take out all the, it's almost like, I see it like a, a dirty window. It's like all that dirt, you need to clean it up. I mean, the dirt was there because of everything that was going on. There was just dirt piling up. And there was nothing wrong with the dirt. It's just, it piles up because, you're running around, there's people over, there's things happening. So, I mean, it's a beautiful dirt because it means that you lived. It means that you tried things. It means that, things were moving. But now it's time to clean that up. There's a lot of dirt there that no longer serves you. There's a lot of dirt there that, is not letting through that light. And and with the help of all your tools, maybe with, a couple of tangerines today, you'll find that extra energy and that extra push and that, those moments of appreciation and great gratitude and joy, which is what you're going to need to feed this light. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? So what do we need to know is this newfound perspective. That's what I'm seeing here with the Ace of Swords, this newfound perspective. Due to this ongoing awareness of everything that's been underneath, all the shadow work that you've been doing. And it's really bringing you to a place where you no longer want to fight. You see how it's not beneficial, how it's been holding you back, how it's just not doing anything. It's just holding you back from your evolution and growth more than anything. And I see children involved. It could be also your inner child. There's a beautiful a beautiful wolf over here next to the mama wolf over here. And I feel like it's just you're paying attention and you're giving attention to the things that matter to you, especially all the stuff that mattered to you when you were younger. You're starting to realize, oh wow, like I wasn't in alignment with my values. I wasn't in alignment with myself. I wasn't in alignment, or I wasn't respecting myself in a way. And this is why you're coming to this place of realization that I've been doing this to myself. Like I have been disrespecting myself in so many ways by allowing things like this to happen. And this is really like you're coming to this awareness. And I know you already know what I'm talking about. This is something that's been long coming. You've been working very hard on, yourself. You have two types of people. You have the type of people that blame everything and points the fingers at everybody else. And then you have the other group of people that like, oh, wait a second, how was I encouraging this? How was I putting energy, and how was I contributing to this situation? There's the people that look outside of themselves, and then you have the people that look within themselves. I feel like throughout this whole pandemic, there has been a huge shift and a huge need for that. And we're finally seeing here that kind of awareness and almost release, I want to see. Where this is all going. You have the Three of Wands, the Judgment, and the Fool 2.0, which is an extra card that Chrisanne has added in her new deck. there's like so much possibilities. All the work that you have been paying off, it's coming to you. The Three of Wands is really like that person that's waiting for the boat to arrive at the bay, that the cargo to come. It's like you've planted your seeds, you've done the work, and you've been waiting for this big enlightenment, and it's coming. This is where it's going. I want to say that you have nothing right now left to do except for, being patient with yourself, and these aha moments and these awarenesses, and more importantly, be patient with like all the layers that you're taking off. They've been there for so long. You're not meant to just disregard them and be embarrassed of them and be judgmental of them. No, you're supposed to feel them fully. You're supposed to acknowledge them. It's like a child that is having a tantrum, or a child that's really, not able to express themselves emotionally. The best thing to do is just be there and listen, and just let the child and his emotion, or her emotions, run its course. It's this too shall pass. And on the other side of that pass is a beautiful, beautiful new version of yourself that you've been just waiting, and that you've been working so hard on. This is a beautiful reading for the next 2 weeks, my group ones. Beautiful. This evolution is finding, but the only thing I would say is that all this might have felt weird and scary and annoying and frustrating, and it might actually prevent you from wanting to jump and leap and take more risks with, that person, or a new person, or a new situation, or this new project. We've been talking about a new project, right? You might be scared to take that leap, but the Fool 2.0 is really the preparation. Are you preparing yourself for this new leap? And you have been for a while, but this is also telling me, do you know what you want before you start leaping again? Do you know what you want? If you don't know what you want, you're jumping in to this unknown and allowing other people or other situations, bring you along. The Fool is not about just taking a leap of faith, a random leap of faith. No, the Fool is like, you know what? I know what I want, and I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna leap towards it. There might be some obstacles in the way, but I've done the work. I've prepared myself. I've done that inner questioning of, what is it do I want? What do I want? What I want in my love life, in my relationships, in my friendships, in my what do I want for my family? Where do I want to be in the next 5 years, next 10 years? And that doesn't mean it's not going to change. That just means that you have something that is giving you this energy, this pull, this focus, this vision, where you're not ruled or controlled by your past anymore. You're now creating for the future that you truly desire. And it might completely change along the way, because you're always continuously learning, not only about yourself, but about what you do truly want and desire. The last thing you want to be is so rigid in this notion of, this is what I want and nothing else, and this is how I'm going, and I'm unchanging. Meanwhile, the universe or God probably has something even better for you. And if you just go with that flow, you will be unstoppable. Your oracle is Wish Upon a Star. It basically concludes this whole reading. You are shedding and you're cleaning up all the gunk that has been around your light. You're doing this through self-reflection, listening to your inner child, listening to your wants and desires, but also really you're not fighting anymore. You're not resisting anymore. But instead, you are reflecting and you are responding to your situation the best way you can. And that's the best thing you can do. And that doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes, but this is where we learn by, responding in a way you're like, oh, damn, I could have done that differently. Or, oh, damn, okay, well, it is what it is. But more importantly, you're taking responsibility and ownership of your actions and how of your frequency and your vibration and how that does affect your situation and how you are the ultimate creator and nobody else, like nobody can be your creator. But to do that, you need to know what you want. And you need to be patient. Have faith that it is on its way. Prepare slowly. Prepared. This is what I want to do. Okay, well, buy. If you want to travel, buy this traveling bag that makes you feel like you're ready to travel, or prepare the clothes that you're gonna wear, or go buy the stuff that you're gonna wear. That doesn't mean that you have to blow your budget. It just means take inspired actions towards like the preparation of it all. And that is coming, that this release and this light of yours is going to shine so bright, and to not worry about the leap of faith as long as you're doing the work about what is it you want. What is it that you want? Let's see if the card could bring us more insight. Today, allow yourself to dream and play with different realities. Even if it seems impossible, if it calls you and feels good, why not choose it? Wish upon a star, then live as if your wish were already true. Know that these beautiful dreams you have been nurturing are in the process of becoming real. Don't forget that the act of wishing, dreaming, and intending is more important than figuring out the how. It shows the universe you are serious about playing the game of life and you trust the essence of the partnership. Remember, every dream you believe in and hope for is a call to twinkling star. It's a call to a twinkling star. The answer will come, sometimes swiftly, sometimes slowly. No wish is ever wasted. What did I say? What did I say? Preparation. Live as if it's already happened. And then take those leaps of faith. Take those inspired actions. Re-energize yourself with the stuff that brings you happiness and joy. That's all I have for you for the next 2 weeks, my group ones. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments below if this has resonated at all. And have a great 2 weeks. Love you. Till next time. Hello, my group twos. Welcome back to your bi-weekly tarot pick a card reading by yours truly, Katarina Lukin. And I have decided to add essential oils this time around as just an extra symbolic meanings to which you might need throughout the rest of the week. And you have chosen the lemongrass. So the lemongrass is all about cleansing. It is a great cleanser for the spiritual, emotional, physical, and I also believe emotional realms that we all go through every single day. It is widely used for magical purposes, especially in terms of purifications. So I am getting the vibe that maybe you've been going through a hell of a week, hell of a month, And it is time now to release and let go of so much clutter, but more importantly, so much energetic and vibrational gunk that is around you, and that you're ready for it too, right? I mean, maybe it could be also, I'm getting the vibe of like, maybe it's a really physical ailment. Maybe you've been having a lot of headaches lately. Maybe you've been getting sick lately. And maybe it's time just to do an introspection and being like, okay, what is worrying me? Why am I so, why am I so, why am I easily contracting? Am I overworked? Am I deprived of sleep? Am I eating junk? Like, it's this time to introspect for you and be like, okay, why am I so vulnerable? Why am I having a hard time this month? What is it I'm not looking at? What is my body trying to tell me? Also, talking about cleansing, let's cleanse from the last reading I did. Anybody interested in oils can probably find some in any kind of health stores. Just be very mindful in getting a lot of information, because there's not much rules and regulations on essential oils, so it might be harder to find a good quality base. So as usual, we're going to do your archetype for the next weeks. What do we need to know? Where is it all going? And then your oracle guiding message. And for you, your overall energy is temperance. Yay! Don't we all need a little more patience in our life? So temperance, patience, 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 darling. Yeah, you've been, I am super zoomed in right now on this eagle that's coming on. So you have been just mentally torturing yourself, to the point of maybe even headaches. I'm saying that because lemongrass helps to ease tension from headaches, and you just are not comfortable. And that could be another thing too, actually, that you are getting yourself out of this comfort zone, and it's really challenging. It's really hard to just release and let go, and also let God, right? I mean, there's so much we can do, but at the end of the day, we have to leave it up and collaborate and communicate and really team up with the universe and team up with God, or whatever you call them, whatever you call the higher power, spirits, and you have to let go of that mental turmoil. Like, at the end of the day, if you're working and you're on a project, and if you're torturing yourself saying, oh my God, how is this going to be like this? Or wondering, and just wondering if this and wondering if that, you're taking away time and a lot of time into, being this bird and happy and joyful and grateful, and being like, you know what? If it does, it does. I'll handle it when it happens. It's like you're robbing yourself the time for joy, the time for gratitude, the time for happiness, the time for the things that you want to do. It's this ongoing torture. At the end of the day, it's torturing. You're torturing yourself. And the mental torture is always the heaviest one, because it's very subtle. We're so used to hearing those same patterns or same questions, those same words. So we just think it's normal, but it's not. We're not supposed to be questioning and wondering 24/7. We're supposed to be living, enjoying, having fun. We're supposed to be free. Free in whatever way that word reflects for you. But we're not supposed to be in this mental state 24/7. Absolutely not. Let's see what the cards have to say. Ooh, Magician, Eight of Pentacles, Tower, the Ten of Swords, Oh la la. Okay, we have so many. Okay, we have a reading of basically only major arcanas. And these are pretty intense major arcanas. First of all, what do we need to know? Well, you've been manifesting. Whatever you have in your life right now, you're creating it. You're an incredible magician. And whether it's good or bad, you're the one creating it. I feel like you have projects and it's just blooming. You're having all kinds of maybe clients, opportunities, and this and that. But then you have your mental turmoil that is creating these blockages and these shoving things in the wheel of creation by doubting and wondering and fearing, the inevitable. If it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. But how you uphold and how you hold yourself, that you can control. How you're going to, ground yourself and how you're going to prepare for it is up to you. How you're going to, let it affect you is up to you. And right now, you have the Eight of Pentacles, so it is definitely a craft that is happening, that you've been just overthinking and working. And I almost feel like you're going towards a burnout over here. You're like just mentally, it's like, I gotta do this, but in reality, you don't. You're the creator. You decide how it's gonna go. And this is what you're working on. You're really working on this give and take, this flow of, things take time, but I want everything done now, because only when this is done, then I'll be free. Only when this is done, then I could do other stuff. Only when this is done, I could do A, Y, and Z. But that's not true. That is absolutely false in every single way. You live every single day and you dictate how that day is gonna go. For you, you're working on this balance almost, but you have not, like, what we need to know is that I don't know if you see this creature, but he looks stressed out of his mind, or she, or whatever. They look completely traumatized right now. They look like they're reliving a trauma, and instead of just falling down and being like, screw it, you are in a state of fear. That's the only word I could use. You're in this big state of fear. Where is this all going, though? I feel where this is all going is you taking off the blindfold, starting to see this ability that you really do have, this ability of being the magician, that you are the creator, that you are that magician creating all these stuff, whether it's good or bad. And this is part of your work. The Hangman over here, for me, it's like you need to see whatever you're doing in a different light. You need to. You have no choice, because you're heading into this burnout right now. And if you do not see things differently, or if you do not start, living into this project or this job or this endeavor that you started, if you do not start living in the way that you want to live, you will ultimately crash and burn. Like I'm keep coming here to this number where the number of this particular major arcana is, and all I see is the burning, and it's like falling down. To me, that's burnout. So you need to start seeing, and the Eight of Pentacles is someone working on their craft, right? Well, that's the way I'm seeing it here right now. And if you do not see this differently as an opportunity of having fun, of making more income, if that's the case, of practicing this magician-like feel, of like ooh, okay, look how all these stuff that I manifested. I manifested these, 5 clients. Ooh, I manifested this one client that really loves my thing. Okay, how can I, have fun with it and manifest a little less if I'm overwhelmed? Or how can I manifest, more help if that's what I need? How can I manifest more income but with less work, right? Like you are now in this beautiful phase of like, okay, this is fun, I'm liking this, but I'm overthinking it too much. So what do I need to do to make this worth my time, or worth this overthinking, because it could be beneficial too? Or how can I come to a place of ease and awareness and fun and flow, and had just fun with this instant manifestation? Because that's what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling that there's instant manifestation. You've been, you started this in less maybe than a month ago, and it's like, whoa, this is happening way too fast. I was not expecting this many products or this many things that I needed to do. And ultimately, like, you're burning yourself out, but it's mostly because of the way you're overthinking everything. Oh, I'm wondering if this, or I'm wondering if that's, and should I do it like this, or should I do it like that? Or, I feel like you have a timeline. You set a timeline. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do it like that. But then you're like, should I do like that? And then you're asking questions. And then right now, what I'm seeing here, where this is all going, is you becoming your ultimate boss, the boss that you've wanted to become or wanted to be. But you need to identify what that is. What would make you happy? What would make you joyful? What would make you, ease and become this butterfly or this bird that's just rising up, full of love and patience and time. I feel like you don't give yourself enough time. I feel like there's like a big expectation. You have a big expectation of yourself where everything needs to be super fast, because that's the work that you've been done for so long. You've probably worked in very high intense places where productivity was number one, and health was second to that, where you needed to do so many products in so little time. And you've already had this burnout, and this is why you're heading towards there again, because you're operating on an old program, on an old belief, on an old way of doing things. And this is where the perspective is going to come really, really important. And to do that, you also have to start, like, the sun over here in reverse. Funny enough, it was in my group once. It was the archetype. The sun reversed over here. It is telling me that you need to start knowing what the hell you want. What do you want? Especially here, what kind of creator do you want to be? What kind of manifester you want to be? You want it all, but are you willing to let go of those old programs? Because that's the thing. We're so comfortable back there because it's all we know. It's all we knew. And then when it's time to become that ultimate manifester of all the desires that we want, then we stop and our ego's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not used to this. I'm comfortable there. I'm used to there. So that's probably where it's safe. So I'm going to drag you back in there until you decide to change the habit, or you decide to say, no, that is not what I want to be. But to do that, you need to say, like, hey, what kind of manifester do I want to be? What kind of, boss or entrepreneur do I want to be? Do I want to go through this tower moment again? No? Okay, let's check my mind and my patterns, and let me check my behaviors. Is my behaviors and patterns and thoughts and emotions in alignment with the things that I want? If it's not, then you have to start managing or getting more disciplines into the stuff that you do want. I'm trying to get an example here. Let's say, for example, you're someone who's so used to doing so much products in one day, but then you're so tired and so exhausted. Well, it's giving you a clue of what you don't want. You don't want to be exhausted. So, you You can make maybe 5 or 6 products, or you do a little bit at a time. You set a timer. You know what? I'm going to do as much as I can in 2 hours. And then I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take 1 hour break because I deserve it. And then you're going to schedule another 2 hours, or maybe 3 hours, because now you'll have more energy. You're going to put 3 hours. I'm going to put some music. And this is one way of reprogramming, is just to do things differently. It's going to be very methodical, and it's going to be, very counterintuitive in the beginning, but eventually your body's going to see what you're doing and your mind is going to see what you're doing, and it's going to work. You're going to flip the script. And we got a beautiful oracle card for you for the next 2 weeks. It's endless possibilities. So the possibilities are endless. Again, you are a very powerful manifester, and you are bringing in stressful things and things that you love. And right now they're in conflict. They're literally in conflict with each other because you're so used to things being one way, and the easy flowing way is like it just has no leverage compared to this mental turmoil that you've been going on for so long. So the endless possibilities for me is just like, you have the power. Know what you want. Do the work. And let God. You don't know if there's something better. Remember, there's always something better out there. God always has a better plan. But you are the creator. He can't go against your own free will. He cannot do that. That is up to you. You're here to learn these lessons. Whether you learn them or not, you're still creating. And you're still manifesting. And you're still attracting. That's the law. It's just the law of energy and vibration. It's the law. Whatever you're asking for, whatever you're putting out there, whatever you're fearing, and this includes your fears, the universe doesn't judge good or bad. It just gives you what you want. And if all you're talking about is the stuff that makes you wonder and fearful in a negative way, or in a less vibrationally positive or way, then you are ultimately sending out to the universe that this is what I want. They don't know the difference. They read energy. Okay? They read vibrations. You are a tower of magnetic waves that is thinking and feeling emotions and doing things, physical, mental, emotional, and then you have the spirit here, bringing it all together. It's a continuous dance. Continuous dance of endless possibilities. But the universe is going to give you what you're already putting out there. See where I'm getting at here? I'm not even going to read the book. I'm not even going to open it up. Like, you are the ultimate manifester. What do you want to manifest? To do that, you need to know what you want. You already know what you don't want, or maybe you don't. Maybe it's time for you to sit down and be like, okay, this is all my fears. Write everything down. Oh my God, okay, this is what I fear. Do you want that? No. Okay, is it ultimately true, all these things? No. No matter what you write down, it's probably not true. Because at the end of the day, we're here to live an experience. These are all lessons. Is there God? Is there like an evil God up there that is writing it in the sky, telling you that, this is ultimately true, whatever those fears are? I am like 100% sure that there is not. That is all fictional in our heads. It's true to the amount of energy we put into that truth. You see what I'm getting here? It's only true based on how much energy you're putting on it. These fears are only true by the amount of energy that you're going there. You thinking this is you going there, going towards these fears. You're putting in energy. Your thoughts are energy. And you've been doing this your whole life. You are the ultimate manifester. And I can't say this enough. And I know you know who you are. I know I've said this in previous readings, and I'm going to say it again. You are so incredibly powerful. But instead of seeing your power and using it in the way that you want to use it, you're using it unconsciously. It's your programs that are using you. Now you decide, do you want to be bigger than your programs and have all these endless possibilities, or do you want your fears to run your life for the rest of your life and crash and burn until you learn your lesson? Because you're going to end up learning it. You can learn it now, or you can learn it in 50 years, or in 20, or in 10, but you decide. And that's the beauty of free will. It's your decision, nobody else's, and you can do it right now. You can do it at this moment. And that's all I got for you, my group twos. That's a lot of information and a little intense, but it's good. A little bit of passion is great. Let me know if this has resonated at all. Write it down in the comment section. Let me know if you have any other kinds of readings you'd like me to do. I really enjoyed these ones. I like to go dive in deep, transformatively speaking. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Ciao, guys. Hello, group threes. Welcome to your first ever, if you're new here, pick a card reading for the next 2 weeks. Actually, it's the bi-weekly forecasts. Just taking a moment here to ground. So I did something slightly different this time. I decided to bring essential oils. You have chosen the ginger essential oil. Funny enough, the ginger has lots of properties. It is known to be an aphrodisiac, so any kind of love rituals is great to do with ginger. Enhancing your energy, so even enhancing any kind of rituals is great to drink ginger tea. It's a great luck, again, enhancement, right? So for prosperity, for cleansing too, ginger, I mean, it's an overall, it's almost like one of the roots. I mean, turmeric is considered like the gold of all roots, the gold of all herbs, but I honestly absolutely love ginger, and ginger comes pretty close. Yeah, so for me, I'm getting the vibe that lots of good things are coming your way. Lots of good things are coming your way. If you had any doubts, I almost want to say this is like a confirmation. Keep doing the work. Keep staying focused, keep staying mindful, keep knowing what you want. I feel like this is a very important time of knowing what we want, especially by the end of, the year. We're going into 2022 right now. Remember, these videos are timeless, so it doesn't really matter where you or when you see these. And entering this like really nice state, one that you're aligned and you've, protected yourself and set limiting and good boundaries, healthy boundaries. And you're just waiting to cash in the goods. Yeah. Talking about cashing in the goods. Let's bring some of that and cleanse from my last reading. So as per usual, we'll do your overall energy, what we need to know, and where's it all going, and then your guiding message from your oracle. And you have the star. Oh la la. Okay. So I was feeling this, but I didn't mention it. There might be a lack or a fear of everything that I just mentioned in terms of the ginger. Or just doubts, all these doubts. The star card to me is really this opportunity to have unwavering faith, to like, it's this moment of like, it practicing your faith, like practicing. You've come to this point where, you believe in the universe, you believe in energy, you believe in your power and how you contribute to the creation of all this. And like the universe is going to test you, or there's usually a lag period, and this is where we all tend to trip and stumble, because this lag period is really like the most important part of you practicing your faith. Like, do you believe it so much that when you do not see it, that no matter what, it is coming? Every rockets of desire, everything that you've been wishing for, if they were in good intentions, right? It's really always for the greatest good of all. But even then, if you truly believe it, you're going to get it. And now it's a time of like it testing you. Like, do you really believe? Do you really believe in everything you've been doing? Do you really believe that you've been, kind to yourself and good to yourself? And have you been loving yourself enough that to say to yourself, you deserve everything that you ever wanted? And this is the time. This is exactly how, this is the moment of you to test yourself. I also feel like a sense of disalignment. I feel like there's a sense of you kind of wishy-washy, you coming into one reality and then to another, or like one desire and then to another, and you're just not very clear of what you do want. And this is going to be so important for you to just, focus on the stuff and see that vision, that ultimate vision of your life that you want to become. That doesn't mean that things won't change along the way, but if you do not know what you want, just be like, you know what, I trust the universe, that God, the spirit, whatever you call the higher power, he knows what's best for me, and he knows how is the best way for me to achieve it, and he will have an even greater image and vision for me at this moment than I could ever have. And it's just to release those fears and release those doubts to someone that probably, or, to a higher power that has more experience than us, right? Spirit has been evolving and growing in so many different ways that he has so much experience. He knows exactly what we want, and even more so. We think we know what we want, and then we realize, whoa, this is like so much better. Like, isn't that like one of the best feelings you can have? So even if you don't know what you want, can you just hold on to that feeling like, whoa, this is even better than I could have ever imagined it? Oh my God, it's kind of like a message for me too. I've been very wishy-washy with the things that I want and how I want them. And, it's not our job to know how we want them. It's our job to know what we want. And it's our job also to know, and if we don't know that, to be like, you know what? The universe has an even better image. And stick with that feeling like, oh my God, this is better than I've ever dreamed, or that could have ever dreamed of. If you can just stick with that feeling, you're already 50 steps ahead of the game. So come back to this alignment. Come back to this part of yourself that knows. And to do that, you're going to need to stay quiet. You're going to need to meditate. And it's, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's one of the best ways to just shut the mind. Meditation to me is like, okay, no more distractions. Let's just go within. And it's the best thing you can do for yourself at this very moment. It's what I'm sensing over here right now with this whole star card. As the overall energy of the next 2 weeks. It's going to be very important for you to touch base with yourself. Very important for you to be very clear. And if you don't know what you want, check out the stuff that you don't want. Everything is an opportunity for you to realize what you do want versus what you don't want. Through the experiences, through the feelings, through, job, through relationships. Check it out. Start writing all the stuff that you don't want, and then write the opposite of that. It's that simple. Write the opposite of what you don't, all the stuff that you don't want. And you'll get at least a clear idea of what you do want. Ha ha ha! You got the Fool over here. Okay. So the first thing that's coming up to mind is that you were kind of letting go of the cups that spilled. So you were in this moment, or in this phase of like, oh my God, these cups have spilled, and I can't focus on anything else. This is what I'm losing. This is what I'm losing. This is what I'm losing. Well, you're kind of coming out of that. You're starting to see the glass half full, and you're having great people around you that's really showing you all these great things that could happen and will happen, and you have a good set of people around you. However, you have this one person that's not very happy. It's a man figure, or someone who exudes those kind of masculine ways, very analytical, and he's not in a very good place right now. Okay, I'm sensing that he's just like in turmoil. He's overthinking things, and he's lashing out on your kind of parade over here. He probably thinks that you're too happy, or too just in too much of a happy place, considering the cups that have spilled, basically. This is your situation. This is what we need to know right now. Where this is all going, however, well, there's the burden. The burden is out. You're really like just taking off the heaviness, the weight that has been on your shoulders for so long. You're not allowing yourself to carry all the weight. Everything's being divided with this maybe other person or whatnot. But for some reason, you're still having, like, this situation will still have you kind of be hesitant in taking leaps of faith. Very hesitant in, taking, going out, having fun. Like, I feel like you're overthinking, and you will be overthinking certain situations instead of just, you know what, I believe, again, it comes back to having faith to the universe. I'll take this leap. I'll go buy this one thing, go buy this one. And especially when it comes to money, we have like this predisposition that, money works a certain way, instead of just being like, no, money works the way I want it to work. Money works. It's just, money is just an energy. It's just energy, and how I decide to use it will be the way I decide to use it. And we restrain ourselves from buying or going or offering ourselves certain perks with the fear that there won't be enough. But that fear of not enough is you not trusting the universe. It's you not trusting and believing in this higher power that has your back no matter what. And I feel like it's going to really be time for you to, I feel like you're going to have a group of people like, oh, do this with me. And you're like, oh, no, like you feel restricted. But it's really not. Or you change the attitude right now. You're not restricted. You're just connecting and realigning yourself at this moment. Or to just take that leap and be like, you know what? The universe got my back. I am good. Only good things, things are always working out for me, and it's not a question of being like what they call toxic positivity. I don't really understand that. And I never will, but it doesn't mean that you're denying that there's things that need to be looked at. It's just look at it in a different light. Look at it in a different way. Are you able to, tell a different story? Are you able to rewrite whatever you're saying to really put to the universe or put out to the world energetically what you truly want instead of the things that you don't want? Another thing here too, where this is all going, is that you're going to really, really, really need to ask for help. I feel like it has to do with this person. You're going to really be like, or you're going to, I don't feel like you need to help this person, but I feel like you're going to need to ask help, and that there's going to be a lot of collaboration that needs to go through, and it's going to be very, 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 very important for you to have an open connection like this. I see things are falling here. If you see this as a connection, if you really want this happen, and I'm saying this because the Seven of Wands is, if you don't leave this connection open, if you do not, you might have to push this person to talk, or push this person to see the things the way you see it, or just be like, you know what, like, this is the reality. It's, if it was a breakup or a split up, we need time apart so you can figure your stuff out, so you could become the king that you want. And now you have the opportunity, and this is just like examples. And it's going to be very important for you also to voice out, I need to be alone. I need to figure my stuff out too. And I'm going to need help. I'm going to need help with this. You are still, if there's kids involved, you are still their father. And I'm saying that because I have like these little chickadees over here, and I also have these two little birds. So I'm sensing there might be two kids over here, or it could be a project. There could be one, where you guys needed to work together, but there's been a rift, there's been a split, and this person is still looking at the cups that have fallen instead of looking at the cups that are up. And that might be one thing that you might need to help him with. It's like, look, yes, this and this has happened, but look at all the great stuff that we can do. Look at all the great stuff that we can teach. If there is kids involved, look at all the great stuff that we can do separately, so we can become better as parents, better as partners, better as entrepreneurs, and everything. And I'm really, really, really going to emphasize this, because, and that doesn't mean that you need to help him, in his endeavors. No, but you will need to voice out or tell him, like, if, like, we're still in this together, we have decided to do this together, you can still ask me for help, and I'm gonna still need you for help. Absolutely. Because this is what it is. This is what family is about, if it is about that, or this is what a partnership is about. This is what, colleagues, works, partners are all about. And anyways, I'm getting to the reason why I'm saying how it's going to be super important. It's going to be super important because if not, there's going to be a sabotager. Or you're going to self-sabotage, or you're going to give in to this kind of behavior, this kind of like very disaligned mindset, very destructive mindset, and kind of fall back into the routine. Or you're going to have somebody that's going to intentionally sabotage you. And that's going to be very important for you to put your foot down also. And very important to also emphasize that the Six of Pentacles, just because you're helping someone, doesn't mean that you cannot still put limits and boundaries. I feel like all this is really testing you to see how strong your boundaries are. And it's going to continue testing you until you really get to a point where you're like, listen, if you want to be like that, you can be like that, but you're just gonna do it on your own. I want no part of it at all. So it's going to test, and it's like, if to the point of even like, listen, I'm willing to not talk to you ever again at all. I'm gonna go through your, let's say, his friends, his mother, his parents. Like, if I have to go through them so I don't go through you because, you're acting kind of crazy, well, I will. Like, to the point, like, I feel like he's gonna, this lesson over here that you're having is like really to push you and be like, okay, what will it take for you to really be like, no, these are unshakable boundaries, whether you like it or not. This is what I need right now. And that doesn't mean that it's not going to change after, but right now, at this moment, if he doesn't change his act or change his attitude, then there's no point for any of this. And I mean, like, interacting, or I'm not saying to threaten him, don't threaten him with anything, but more precisely, prepare for a sabotage, whether it's your own sabotage or his own sabotage, by really laying out the rules and being like, this is it. This is what's happening. We can look at the cups. We can continue looking at the cups, or we can continue looking at the opportunities and focus on the opportunities and see how we can become better as partners, as people, as fathers, as mothers, as family members, as everything at all. What that might be, you're gonna figure that out. But yeah, you don't want the Seven of Swords. And this was like an extra card that kind of came out that I decided to add in there. So I'm very happy I did. Yeah, it's going to be very important for you to really find a balance here too, not only for yourself, but for these chickadees, if there is, or for this project and for this other person. Like, it's really like, don't bend the knee. Don't like bend to his will. That doesn't mean that he might not propose something and be like, oh yeah, that could be a good, but to really set out the foundation and set out the rules, like, listen, yes, has happened, but look at all the beautiful opportunities that we could have, both together with the chickadees or separate. And that's what you're gonna have to figure out. What would be that benefit and how? Beautiful uncaging. That's a great card to end this. Beautiful uncaging. This is a beautiful card to end this whole reading, and I'm gonna read it directly from the guidebook. The prison of guilt, a need of self-inventory, rigorous honesty, accountability, making amends. At this time, you're being called to assess where guilt is playing a part in your life. Recognize how it's affecting you and others, and address it so you can release yourself from its grip. Guilt is a powerful emotional state, capable of transforming difficult situations. It keeps you accountable for your actions when you've done something that caused harm. However, it can also feed a self-sabotaging cycle that fosters codependency and a distorted sense of personal power. Wow, okay, this is really what's happening here. This is really this thing that I was trying to vocalize and had trouble with. Yeah, you have to get rid of the guilt. And him too, he has to get rid of the guilt. He probably feels very, very guilty at the moment. And this is why he's only seeing the cup half full. And this is maybe something where you can bring kindness and awareness to the situation. Oh yes, I think it really has to do with that on both ends. And you're kind of like I don't want to say the mediator, but the person that might be able to set both of you free, that there's nothing wrong with you and there's nothing wrong with him or them, that there's no shame in if this was a breakup or a rupture or whatever had happened, that there's no shame in the situation. It just gave you guys an opportunity to become better versions of yourself. This is the cup half full. Oh yes, I'm feeling this very strongly right now. Self-blame can lead to behaviors that perpetuate low self-worth. Have you done or said something for which you need to make amends? Have you disregarded a boundary or broken a promise? Guilt can make you aware of potential ways you have given injury and show you how to redress the transgression. When you sincerely admit you are wrong and begin the process to fix it, this is an act of accountability, responsibility, and liberation. Take a moment now to consider when you have harmed others or yourself. This knowledge will free you from the story you tell about it, so you are able to connect with truthful remorse. Now is a time for rigorous honesty as you take a self-inventory with a neutral state of mind. A good question to ask yourself now is why the guilt is there. You might be taking on a burden that is not even yours to carry. 10 of Wands over here. But that you're kind of moving forward from. Now is the time for vigorous inventory. Ask the question, you might be taking on a burden that is not even yours to carry. Pay attention, take action, and uncage yourself from the prison of your own making. And I feel this goes hands in hands with both of you. I feel like you were a caregiver who gave so much, and you were just guilty that you weren't giving enough to yourself and kept giving away. And this person just feels probably maybe guilty that, he hasn't given enough, or he has, I can't really speak for this person, but the mental turmoil is real because he's in the opposite position that this person should be in. I mean, it's only for him to know what that guilt might be. But it might not be your job, but it could help and benefits the Six of Pentacles. This whole helping would be good for that, for shedding light on this situation. All right. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys, my group threes. Lovely, lovely next 2 weeks. Enjoy every single moment. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your energy. If this has resonated at all, let me know down in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe if you think people can benefit from this. That's it. Ciao. Enjoy.